Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome to a little bit more Overwatch. Now currently everyone is talking about the buffs to D.Va as well as the buffs to McCree. However, I really feel like Zenyatta has gotten a huge increase in strength as well. So here's the thing about the old Zenyatta, right? The one before this patch. Basically, he was the only hero that on the competitive scene would not see any kind of play whatsoever, and the reason for that was simple. He had very little sustain, he was very quick to die, I guess, if that makes any sense. And on top of that, he would just simply not really have the mobility to really do any kind of effectiveness in any game whatsoever. On top of that, like his role that he was fulfilling, say as like a damage dealer and a healer type switch, really wasn't that great, as there were other heroes in the game that could just simply do that better. Now, because of that very reason, he obviously didn't really see a whole lot of play, and he was actually the only hero in the game that would not see any play whatsoever, right? Like, all of the other heroes at least had, like, their spot, but he did not. Now, in the recent patch, they've increased him significantly. They've made him way more powerful, allowing him to now, hopefully at the very least, also be played at the competitive scene, but he is now extremely powerful in the quick match ladder as well. At least, I've been enjoying him a ton. So first and foremost, we got a slight damage nerf, okay? We got a slight damage nerf to this left mouse button click orbs. The orb that he throws, just with like, the regular attack, which I'm using all the time here, has got a nerf from 45 damage to roughly 40 damage instead. So that is a pretty clear nerf, obviously. It's gonna be coming into play every now and then whenever you're trying to, kill someone. But in most scenarios, you're not really going to be noticing it nearly as much as you would think, right? Like, let's say you're trying to take out another 200 HP hero. You're not gonna be needing any more shots to try and achieve that. The main thing, though, as far as the buff goes, is the fact that he now has significantly more life. So in the past, he would have 150 health, right? He had 150 health, and that's all he had to deal with. That's the only thing he had. And while that's definitely increased, obviously, since, more importantly, it has increased to 200 hit points. I actually have got 25 extra right now from our Symmetra. But it has increased to 200 hit points, of which 150 is going to be shields. Now, shields function in Overwatch the exact same way as hit points do. Except for the fact that they heal up. Oh man, I gotta be careful. Except for the fact that after me not taking any damage for 3 seconds, I will be healed back up to full. As long as I stay out of combat for a little while longer, which obviously is extremely good. Next up, we got actually an increase in the speed that his orbs fly at. So remember these... Oh man, I had my Q ability, I pressed it there, but sadly, the input delay in the game sometimes is a little bit too high, and the ping cut me there. Anyhow, secondly, we got the Orb of Discord as well as the Orb of Harmony. I can throw those around right now 4 times as fast as I would be able to in the past. So, in the past, it used to have a projectile speed of 30. Right now, it has a projectile speed of 120, which just basically means that these orbs that I'm throwing around to, say, my allies, just move there 4 times faster, which may not sound very significant because you're not throwing them around all the time, and Blizzard is actually calling it like a quality of life change as well. But in my experience so far, it seems to actually come into play very often. I actually think it makes him far better, as far more reliable when healing up your allies. Last but not least, they've also increased the strength of Transcendence, which is my ultimate. The healing that it used to do was 200 hits, or 200 health rather, per second. Right now it has been increased. It has been increased to instead... Man, I gotta get out. I'm so low. It has been increased to instead do 300 health a second. And on top of that, it also actually moves you around twice as fast as you used to do in the past. Long story short, Zenyatta has been increased in strength significantly, and I've been enjoying him a lot. Now, whether or not he will see any kind of play at the competitive scene is obviously something that only time will tell. I mean, the fact of the matter that he still doesn't really have a whole lot of mobility, and the issue right here that he still is not going to be very reliable as far as like his bullets go, because there's still like travel time between, the bullets actually hitting someone and, you aiming at them. Obviously, there's always going to be a little bit of travel time. I gotta be careful though, because he's got me in his sights right now. I'm trying to take him out. Oh, man. I missed my right click. Ugh. Oh, man. They're actually currently pushing the objective. That's not good. They're actually currently pushing the objective. Now, one more thing to note as well. While I do casually use my ulti, and look how fast I am right now. It's ridiculous. But one more thing to note as well is that... Ooh, D.Va's ult got buffed. No one died, though. Good. Good move, guys. Good play. But one more thing as well to note is that... my right mouse button click damage got increased slightly for now to match the left mouse button click, which comes, into play every now and then when you use the right mouse button click. you know, to charge up a couple of orbs. It now both deals 40 damage per shot, whereas in the past it used to do 45 for a left mouse button click and 35 for a right mouse button click. Right now that has been evened up to deal 40 to both. So that's a whole bunch of numbers, but long story short, he is definitely a far more well-rounded hero right now, and far more powerful than he used to be in the past. So, all in all, we did quite a little bit of sustain here. 2,500 healing, as well as 11 eliminations, as well as 2 deaths. 2 deaths is obviously not great, but it looks like our Bastion ended up getting the play of the game, or at the very least, I'm assuming he did. There we go. Look at that guy. He's not even seeing where he's shooting, and he's still getting the play of the game. What a total boss. It's not even an ulti. Well, okay, to be fair, he did unsearch, I suppose. Now, I'm not quite done yet playing Zenyatta. Let's play another match. This time around, we're on the offensive team on the Watchpoint Gibraltar. And look at that animation, though. I love the Zenyatta animations. They're by far the best in the game, in my opinion. And also, in case you're curious, this is going to be the Ivrit Zenyatta skin, which looks absolutely awesome. Alrighty, so on this particular map, we will have to push the payload all the way from the beginning to the very end. And if we do so successfully, we're gonna obtain the victory. Now notice, right, we did just take a hit. I think that was from the enemy Ana or whatever. We just simply heal back up to full so extremely quickly. It's so helpful. It's so very helpful. Well, I put the Orb of Healing on you for a little while already, sir, but I'm afraid I couldn't heal you up any faster than that. Obviously, the only direct healing that I can do is going to be the Orb of Discord, as well as, or the Orb of Harmony, as well as the Orb of Transcend as well. I guess that's technically not an orb, but you get the idea. Like, I don't really have any control on the amount of healing that I do other than with those 2 skills. Is that a Widowmaker? I gotta be careful, Widowmaker. Widowmaker still one-shots me with a headshot. But way back in the day, by the way, this hero was almost always played in a competitive scene. In the like first versions, I guess, of Zenyatta, the orbs that he has, so the orbs of Harmony and the orbs of Discord. How are you not dead yet? I was gonna say, how are you not dead yet? The orbs of Discord as well as the orb of Harmony would not actually disappear on the target that you have it at. So in the past, it would basically just sit on an enemy flanker, for example, for forever. You could track where the enemies were walking using that ability. Now, I gotta be careful. I don't want to be pinned here. He could easily drop me into the abyss, but I'm gonna stay close to the objective. Make sure that I obviously stay here as long as we possibly can, so we can escort this payload all the way towards the victory. But it looks like, well, we did a reasonable job so far. Sadly, our Reinhardt did end up dying. Actually, I don't know if I gave him the Orb of Harmony there. I think I did. Obviously, sometimes it's one of those things that's easy to forget. It's hard to say whether or not, you know, someone already has it. I'm trying to shoot down their Widowmaker right now. It's pretty risky. It's pretty risky for sure. I know she's still there, right? I know she's still there and she can't kill me in a single hit. So I gotta be very careful. At this point, though. I'm still alive. How am I still alive? At this point, though, their Reinhardt had the ulti of Ana on him, and somehow, some way, I managed to stay alive there. I had 13 HP. I juked my way out of his fire strike, and all in all, we managed to stay alive there. Okay, good going here for us. Ooh, well, our Reinhardt really likes to, you know, take a lot of damage, I guess. Ooh, I don't want to take any high noon to my face. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can walk around here, grab myself slightly more HP. If I would be able to, that is. Whew. Me. Oh, it's Ana. Ana, stop that. Ana, stop that. Now, like I said, there's always travel time, right? Which makes it still rather unreliable to use this hero as far as like a sniper goes, or like, you know, any kind of particular objective goes, right? Like, it's still one of the few heroes in the game that just has travel time between his hit points and whatnot. Oh, man. I had my ultimate here ready to go, which, by the way, does make me invulnerable, but I think he shot me in the head. I mean, she does 130 hit points per you know, body shot, and sadly, you know, the headshot does one-shot me. Come to think of it, actually, back in the day, before the patch before this one, I guess, we would not only, oh man, I'm gonna keep him alive. I am gonna keep you alive, Reinhardt. You've died multiple times on my watch already. I don't want you to die again, dude. Anyway, come to think of it, back in the day, oh man, Widowmaker would also be able to one-shot me with a single body shot, which is ridiculous, right? Imagine that right now. I mean, she is definitely, or Zenyatta rather, he has definitely gotten a straight-up increase as far as his strength goes. so much more powerful than he used to be in the past. Now, we have since managed to grab the objective, by the way. They get a kill there on their McCree, which is nice. But somehow, some way, they're still actually fighting over here, which generally speaking doesn't happen. Ooh. Trying to provide the Orb of Harmony to whoever needs it. And just healing up the allies with it. And you can see, right? Like, we get so many golden medals with this. It's ridiculous. Like, you're never really picking up to play the game on this hero. Like, I've never really had to play the game too many times, I don't think. I don't remember a single instance, really, now I think about it. Even though I've played him for a pretty substantial amount of hours. It's just that... Alright. It's just that he is one of those heroes in the game that really provides a stupid amount of help to the team, you know? Like, while he may not be the biggest, like, damage dealer or the biggest healer, like, look at the amount of golden medals, right? That doesn't really show up in the play of the game because it's not, like, a playmaker. He's not a playmaker in general. But he's just super, super, super powerful right now and well-rounded! Really? I was trying to hide behind the wall so I would not get shot by Widowmaker or your ulti, and instead, I walked right into your ulti. Brilliant thinking, Lowko. Very smart. Now, we really have to get back towards the objective right now, though, because obviously it still needs to be escorted towards the next checkpoint in order for us to obtain victory here at some point. Woo, man. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Guys, I'm all by myself. I'm all by myself. I don't like being by myself when I'm up against someone with Ana's ulti. It makes things so much more scary. Lucky for us, though, he did not have his Dragon Strike available, because that can easily wipe the team. But look at this, right? We're just able to sustain ourselves so much easier. Like, in the past... I mean, I don't think I dropped below 50 HP, but there's been so many instances, right, where in the past I would have just died, and right now I'm just alive at, like, say, 20 or 30 HP, right? That happens so many times because the game is sort of balanced around 200 HP heroes. I got my ulti ready to go once again. I don't know where the Widowmaker is currently at, but... I'm gonna just start raining some damage once again. Obviously, my ulti is most helpful when everyone is close together, but we need to escort this payload here first and foremost. You take this, sir. I can throw it around so much faster. It's so fun. Like, you can move it around really, really nicely. Well, I don't really want to have you, you know, do too much damage to us either. But it looks like, for the moment, we have started pushing in. I'm going to use my ulti here. I was going to say, as like a counterplay to theirs. But one of my allies nearly ended up falling there, which really makes it super hard for us to push in, right? And I want to try and see if we can obtain the victory right here, right now. Oftentimes, you can use the ulti here primarily to try and, you know, get a little bit more sustain in. For example, when they counter ult like this, maybe I should have indeed saved it for the Dragon Sword. But he ended up killing me as well as Reinhardt. And it looks like the payload has halted just inches before the actual final destination. Now, we do have 3 minutes for this remaining, so I definitely don't think we're in a bad spot whatsoever. Did just take a hit from someone. Oh, man. Ooh. There you go. There you go, sir. I'm gonna hang around in the back a little bit more right now. Oof. Come on, a Reinhardt for a Reinhardt. Oh no, oh no. All the ultimates are being wasted here. I mean, we definitely do need to break him if we want to obtain the victory here. Orb of Discord, people are still terrified of it. It didn't get buffed or whatever, but it still is pretty dang good. You can see right there as well. Like, it allows me to do substantially more damage to enemies. And it looks like we are still alright, although once again it's high noon. And this time around we do see the Dragon Strike with the Ana ulti. There's just no way I can stay alive to that, to be honest. Actually, no, he did not. He did not have the Dragon Strike. Never mind. Alright, we gotta make sure we group up, though. We gotta make sure we group up. I gotta try and get my ulti here as well. I need one more hit. There we go. I got it. I got it here, ready to go, if it turns out to be a necessity. Okay, here we go. This is good. This is good. I'm gonna try and save it a little while longer right now, or in case I take damage myself. Don't entirely know why my team is currently pushing so aggressively forward. I guess we're trying to take out the enemies or something, but that's not how we win the game. We win the game from obviously escorting the payload, and right now I'm once again on the ground. Sadly, our Reinhardt left us, and it really doesn't make it any easier. I think they may very well be able to hold on to the objective once again. This was a good attempt, though, but we need to make sure we stay together if we want to win this one. Alright, here we go. Once again, back in the fight. There's a lot of enemies nearby, but there's also a lot of friendlies. There's a lot of friendlies, and I'm hoping that we're gonna group up together. There we go. Sadly, some of my allies are just pushing forward extremely far. I don't really know exactly why. Like, obviously, flanking is a big part of the game. But if you're in this point in the game, right, and you're in this stage, I guess you really need to make sure that you, you know, are allowed to move together as one. So right there, for example, moving forward together is gonna be far more efficient. And once again, Genji ends up murdering me. This time around, he did have the Dragon Strike. So at the very least, we had that. But, you know, this is gonna be a rough one, though. They've got a half-minute remaining to defend for it, and we're all like, look at the look at the little silhouettes, right? We're all running in one by one. It doesn't really work very well like that. Anyway, we got our way back towards the objective now. We gotta group up, guys, but we also need to trigger the overtime soon, because otherwise we're not gonna get there. They're pushing us back extremely nicely. We need to get to the objective. We need to get to the objective. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there all by myself then. If no one's here, it will definitely lose us the game. But I'm all by myself now. And it looks like, well, overtime at the very least is something I did trigger there. But it looks like none of my allies are nearby it right now. Although, they did move over. They did move over there. Good. Okay, there's still a final push going. And look at the kill count right in the top right corner. It looks like we are currently escorting the payload. 5 of my teammates are currently on the objective. I would like to say that I triggered the overtime, although I'm not 100% sure if I did. But we did finally end up picking up the victory. So I sacrificed me, spent my ultimate, and I think I triggered overtime. I'm pretty sure I did. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you haven't already, definitely make sure you hit that like button down below. And if you want to see more Overwatch content, make sure to subscribe, because there's going to be a lot more videos coming your way. I don't see myself quitting this video in a game anytime soon. I'm having an absolute blast. But other than that, I want to thank you all very much so for watching. Have an amazing day, okay? Do not forget to smile. And I will see you in the next one. And look at that. We're the MVP. 89% on fire this match. Nice. Bye!
Epic.
Ew! And I commended myself to be epic.